Robots, Cobots, and Pharma 4.0. Robots and cobots, more and more, are beginning to exert an outsized impact on life-saving and disease-preventing new drug discoveries, medicines, and therapeutics. From drug discovery to the manufacturing and packaging of new pharmaceuticals, the marriage of AI and robotics has been crucial to the process. In what's now being called Pharma 4.0, a new world is emerging for robots and cobots, and they are proving themselves up to the task, and then some. Here's a glimpse of what's ahead for robots and cobots.
This laboratory is run by robots. These silicon scientists are executing thousands of experiments, searching for life-saving drugs, and building synthetic organisms, all with virtually no human intervention. It's part of an industry-wide push to move away from time-intensive manual benchwork and towards automation. This has the potential to transform how we develop new therapies and could fundamentally reimagine scientific discovery.
Although specialized laboratory robots have been around since the 1980s, when Zymac Corporation first introduced them, uptake has been sluggish. The pharmaceutical industry has been slow to adopt robotic technology compared with its manufacturing peers, writes Lars Olsen in Tech Talk.
The life science is really underserved by automation and technology in general. If you go into a lab, you'll see humans doing a lot of labor-intensive work. There's like a joke that PhD students are kind of free labor for professors. When I was doing my PhD, that's actually when I first started using Stratios' robotic cloud lab myself. The concept was that you could log in to a web application, design an experiment with code, and then have it executed for you by robots remotely via the internet. So I got really excited, and so I signed up. I remember just sort of watching this experiment execute whilst I was just sort of relaxing. And I thought, wow, this is the future of life science.
What is basically a market size today of $117 million is, according to Grandview Research, a $350 million global industry by 2030. That's tripling in size. Moderna, for example, leaned heavily on robots to meet its COVID-19 vaccine deadlines. Dave Johnson, Chief Data and Artificial Intelligence Officer at Moderna, remembers all too well Moderna's conversion to digital. One of the big bottlenecks was having enough messenger RNA ready for the scientists to run tests. So what we did is we put in place a ton of robotic automation, put in place a lot of digital systems and process automation and AI algorithms as well. Pharma 4.0, the digital transformation of these biolabs via automated AI-driven robotics, is being greeted with, hey, why didn't we do this sooner? Turns out pharma, therapeutics, and biomedicine labs are perfect places for robots and cobots. Robots and cobots offer tireless labor and error-free productivity that's faster, more accurate, and cheaper than humans. For example, German biotechnology company Evotec announced a new anti-cancer molecule from its work with UK-based Exsentia that applies artificial intelligence techniques to small molecule discovery. That discovery was made possible, in part, to robots that cut sample testing time from 4 to 5 years to 8 months. There's an ever-growing list in the AI drug discovery space of companies onboarding robots to better enable and accelerate the process. Recursion Pharmaceuticals is one. Arctoris, Insitro, Relay Therapeutics, and Insilico Medicine are pioneers in the field of AI and robot laboratory partnering. Here's Chris Gibson, co-founder and CEO of Recursion Laboratories, to explain it all.
Recursion is industrializing the discovery of medicine. And the reason that's important is because, as you probably know, about 90% of drugs that go into clinical trials fail, despite hundreds of thousands of amazing scientists working for decades to discover them. And so we think there has to be a better way. And Recursion is bringing technology to bear, sophisticated computational techniques, robotics, like you see over my shoulder, to try and improve the kinds of medicines that we can discover, the rate we can discover them, and to try and bring down the cost that we can discover those medicines with. So we're really excited about that. And in fact, this is part of a big trend in our industry. We're seeing lots of companies start up in the space using technology to try and discover new medicines.
There's an ever-growing list of robot and cobot vendors, like Turin-based Kamau and Swiss-based Staubli Robotics, among a dozen others, that are either quickly adapting existing robots for lab work or developing completely new robots and cobots to meet the burgeoning needs of Pharma 4.0. Beyond the laboratory, robots and cobots are also needed and necessary for the manufacturing, packaging, and shipping of pharmaceuticals to clinics and hospitals. PAC Expo International 2022, which just concluded in Chicago, had a massive 70,000 square foot pavilion dedicated to life sciences packaging for companies that are manufacturing pharmaceuticals, biologics, nutraceuticals, and medical devices. Stelbly Robotics highlighted its TX260 SteriClean robot for pharmaceutical manufacturing and packaging at PAC Expo. The SteriClean is designed to be flexible for drug delivery formats including vials, IV bags, syringes, cartridges, and transdermal devices. Industrial robot and cobot developer Comau is also making a dash for the laboratory market space with the introduction of its Racer 5 SE for sensitive environments. The Racer 5 SE is a high-speed industrial robot converted for special and sensitive settings. The Comau Lab robot features a protective water, heat, and grease-resistant coating, has ruggedized 6-axis articulated robot arm, and fully qualifies for IP67 certification. Comau says that his Racer 5 SE addresses the specific need for speed, accuracy, and repeatability within clean rooms and other sensitive environments. Overall, Pharma 4.0 is really just beginning for robots and cobots. The pharmaceutical industry, which covers the research, development, production, and distribution of medications, is a $1.4 trillion global business. If humanity is looking to Pharma 4.0 to cure a host of previously intractable diseases, we better hope that robots and cobots take on the job.